Hi everyone, my name is Brittany Emery and I'm presenting today about income inequality. So what is income inequality exactly? According to the article titled Income Inequality in the United States, is a situation where income is distributed into an uneven manner. I picked this picture to represent this because I believe that this shows the great representation of income inequality to show that the difference between the rich and the poor and the big gap in between them, that it continues to grow. So some situations where income inequality can happen can include gender, race, and then single parent versus partner parentship situations. I believe that the top two can be included in a company aspect of the world and different situations including the business world. When talking about the single parent versus the partner parentship situation, typically the single parent only brings in one side of income rather than having two people that bring in two incomes combined in for the family. The graph in the bottom corner represents the difference between the race and the gender and kind of shows like the difference between the two. And when talking about the single parent versus partner parentship situation, it's a lot harder for single parents to obviously succeed rather than the partner parentship because you do only have one incoming income. These people then shift down to the poor end, and then when income inequality is then added into the equation, they continue to only go down further. The five social classes are known as the upper class, the upper middle class, the lower middle class, working class, and the poor. The upper class is known to represent institutional leadership. The upper middle class is known to represent scientific and technical knowledge. The lower middle class is the administrative level. The working class, some examples of that could be like factory workers or nursing home staff too. The poor are people who work full-time and then still only receive wages below the poverty level. So to say, the middle class is disappearing. Some fun facts that I had found was that the top 1% has more than doubled the share of the nation's income. That then increases the amount in between the poor and the richer only more. This then shifts middle class down to the poor, and it eliminates the middle class as a whole section together. The gap between a worker and the CEO pay was 8 times larger in 2016 than in 1980. This concludes that it's only getting worse. This has been an issue for a long time, as we can see, but in between those 2 years already that it's been becoming like a worse issue, reasoning that they think that the middle class will be disappearing. So some improvements that can be made by John Powell, increasing minimum wage. He thought this was a good idea because this would then increase or decrease the amount of the individuals stuck in poverty. That would then conclude that less people would be poor, and that would bring up more people to the middle class so that that is not eliminated. Expand earned income tax. This would be focused on children and single parenting, entering the workplace. This way they can make a better name for themselves and it would be easier for them to have better futures. Policies that encourage higher saving rates and lower the cost of building assets. So the middle class households can provide better and economic security. This is a benefit for everyone. Number 4 would be invest in education. An increase in economic mobility is a result of early education, which also equals the best education. Number 5 would be known as making the tax code more progressive. Individuals with high income obviously pay higher taxes. Over time, the tax rates have been declining as their share of income has been increasing. Number 6, end residential segregation. Limiting this by income and race can boost economic mobility for all and make a better outcome for everyone.